Everyone knows the E-Class, the timeless icon. Everyone respects the S-Class, the undisputed king. But what if the real deal was neither? What if the car that best embodies Mercedes luxury is the one most people overlook? Tonight, we put CLS versus E versus S head-to-head, and by the end, you might see this lineup very differently. But if you had to choose just one, which truly delivers the real deal? Today, we're putting them side by side, not just as machines, but as living statements of design, performance, and prestige. Model A, CLS-Class. Launched in 2004, the CLS-Class was unlike anything Mercedes-Benz had built before. At a time when sedans were defined by boxy proportions, conservative lines, and boardroom sensibilities, the CLS arrived like a brushstroke on a blank canvas. It was unexpected, bold, and quietly revolutionary. Mercedes called it a four-door coupe, a concept that didn't really exist at the time. They took the elegance and drama of a Grand Tour and fused it with the comfort and practicality of a sedan, creating something that felt both timeless and futuristic. The result? A car that looked like it was sculpted from liquid metal. Its long bonnet, frameless doors, and low, flowing roofline gave it a presence that demanded a second look, even when standing still. But this wasn't a car built for chauffeurs or corporate back seats. The CLS was meant for the driver, for those who wanted to command their luxury rather than ride in it. It was aimed at individuals who appreciated design, who noticed subtle shapes and lines, and who preferred to make their statements with elegance, not volume. Over the years, the CLS evolved through generations. Each became sharper, more technologically advanced, and even more refined. Yet, at its core, it never lost the essence that made it special. Mercedes' own designers often refer to the CLS as their purest expression of form. It doesn't need oversized grills or loud badges. It speaks softly, but with absolute confidence. And this quiet elegance carved out a unique place between the E-Class and S-Class. Not the mainstream executive, not the ultra-luxury flagship, but something more personal. A car for those who see luxury as an art form. If the CLS-Class was Mercedes' poetic experiment, a car designed to stir emotion, then the E-Class has always been its anchor. To understand the lineup, you have to understand the E-Class, because this is where the brand heart beats the strongest. Model B, E-Class. The E-Class is more than just a car. It's a pillar of Mercedes history. While the official E-Class nameplate debuted in the 1990s, its lineage stretches back decades, to a time when Mercedes sedans defined the very idea of German engineering. 4 generations, the E-Class has been the benchmark executive sedan, balancing elegance, dependability, and cutting-edge innovation in a way few others can match. Whether gliding along Germany's autobahns at high speed or navigating the narrow, rain-soaked streets of London's financial district, the E-Class has always delivered a sense of effortless sophistication. It's not a car that tries to impress with flash. Instead, it wins you over through precision and consistency. The design language has matured gracefully over time. Clean lines, confident stance, and just the right amount of chrome. Step inside, and you'll find comfort blended with technology, all wrapped in an atmosphere that says, you're in control. The E-Class is equally at home ferrying families across Europe, serving as the daily transport for executives, or piling on hundreds of thousands of miles without losing its composure. Over the years, it has become synonymous with refinement, the car that quietly gets everything right. For many Mercedes owners, the E-Class represents a sweet spot, the perfect balance of luxury, practicality, and value. It's the car that defines what the brand stands for day to day, from the heart to the crown. But if the E-Class is the heart of Mercedes, then the next model is undeniably its crown. To understand the full story, you have to look at the car that doesn't just represent luxury. It sets the global standard for it. Model C, S-Class. And finally, the S-Class. The king. The benchmark. The car that every rival spends years trying to catch, and often falls short. For decades, the S-Class has been the rolling laboratory of Mercedes-Benz. It's where the company unveils its boldest ideas, many of which later reshape the entire automotive world. Consider this: anti-lock brakes, airbags, ambient lighting, massaging seats, advanced autonomous driving aids. None of these technologies debuted in concept cars or hyper-exclusive prototypes. They debuted on the S-Class. This car has long been the canvas for Mercedes innovation. Every generation pushes boundaries in comfort, safety, and technology, setting the bar for what a luxury sedan can be. And because of that, the S-Class holds a position unlike any other. It's the rolling boardroom, the chauffeured throne, and the status symbol recognized from New York to Dubai. Its clientele says it all: presidents, royals, business magnates, celebrities. The people who could choose anything choose the S-Class. Step inside, and it feels less like a car and more like entering a private first-class suite on wheels. Every surface is meticulously crafted, every control glides with elegance, and the cabin is engineered to isolate you from the outside world like a sanctuary. If the E-Class is the heart of Mercedes, then the S-Class is undeniably the crown jewel, a car that defines luxury not just for Mercedes, but for the entire automotive industry. Each of these three models, CLS, E-Class, and S-Class, represent a different philosophy within the same legendary brand. One is a sculpted statement for those who value individuality. One is the timeless core, the standard of daily excellence. And one is the unchallenged monarch, the peak of innovation and prestige. Now, the real question is, when they stand side by side, which one truly delivers the ultimate Mercedes experience? Head-to-head comparison, exterior design. Park these three together and their personalities reveal themselves instantly. The E-Class stands tall with business-like precision, a tailored suit with clean lines, symmetrical and poised. The S-Class is more regal, stretching longer, wearing its authority like a tailored tuxedo with gold cufflinks. And then there's the CLS, low-slung, fluid, and confident. It's not a suit. It's a designer evening gown, sculpted to stand out under subtle light. Where the E says executive and the S says power, the CLS simply says look closer. Interior luxury. Inside the E-Class, you'll find refinement and functionality in harmony. It's modern, airy, and welcoming, perfect for daily elegance. Step into the S-Class, and you enter a different realm. The cabin is expansive, meticulously crafted, and focused equally on passengers as on the driver. It feels like stepping into a private jet lounge. Meanwhile, the CLS takes a more intimate approach. The cockpit wraps around you, pulling you low into the seat. The ambient lighting, the sweeping dashboard, the turbine vents, it's not a living room. It's a driver's salon. Infotainment and technology. All three feature Mercedes' MBUX system, intelligent voice control, augmented navigation, and connected services. But the S-Class goes further. Its 3D digital displays, rear seat infotainment, and cutting-edge driver assistance put it years ahead. The E-Class offers nearly the same experience in a slightly more restrained, practical package. The CLS focuses on a seamless visual experience, a digital dashboard that blends into the design like sculpture. Driving performance. The E-Class has always been a benchmark in balance. Agile enough for spirited drives, comfortable enough for cross-country touring. The S-Class surprises with how effortlessly it moves its size, delivering silent, commanding acceleration that feels like riding a wave. But the CLS, especially in AMG 53 form, takes a different route. It's more emotional. The steering feels tighter, the chassis livelier. On a winding road, it doesn't just go fast, it dances. Comfort and ride quality. Comfort is where the S-Class reigns supreme. Its air suspension reads the road like Braille, smoothing every imperfection until it feels like you're floating. The E-Class is beautifully composed, making even long commutes serene and effortless. The CLS, however, takes a firmer approach. Still luxurious, but tuned for engagement. You feel the road a little more in a good way. Customization and bespoke features. If you want to personalize your luxury, the S-Class offers an almost endless list. Reclining rear seats, heated armrests, Maybach-grade detailing. The E-Class gives tasteful options, elegant but measured. The CLS focuses its customization on elegance and sportiness, curating rather than overwhelming. Safety and innovation. Mercedes has long led in safety innovation. The S-Class almost always gets the newest tech first. Advanced radar, night vision, and even semi-autonomous driving features. The E-Class and CLS follow close behind, inheriting most of these systems with time. No matter which you choose, safety is uncompromised. Price versus prestige. The E-Class remains one of the smartest luxury buys on the market. Timeless style and serious capability without flagship pricing. The S-Class commands a premium, but in return, you own a global symbol of status. The CLS carves a niche between, offering exclusivity and style at a price that undercuts the S-Class, while feeling more special than the E. Expert insight. Automotive journalists call the E-Class the Swiss Army knife of Mercedes sedans, the all-rounder that nails every brief. The S-Class remains the standard-bearer, adored by world leaders, celebrities, and those who view luxury as their natural state. But talk to designers, collectors, and enthusiasts, and many will point to the CLS as the true piece of rolling art. As former design chief Gordon Wagoner once said, the CLS is where emotion leads the pen. Verdict. So, which one's the real deal? The E-Class, the executive masterpiece. The S-Class, the luxury monarch. Or the CLS-Class, the elegant disruptor bridging both worlds. Each offers a distinct chapter of the Mercedes story. The real question is which chapter speaks to you. If you enjoyed this cinematic deep dive, hit subscribe for more luxury car stories, hidden gems, and head-to-head matchups. Leave a like if one of these cars stole your heart, and tell us in the comments. Which Mercedes would you choose for your dream garage?
CLS.